Alright, and so we are back with another game of climbing the in-game ranked ladder. And we've got the Calyrex and the Lunala against the opposition here. We're going to, in this circumstance, I actually think the play is going to be go for a Trick Room on the Lunala and have Calyrex chuck a Glacial Lance across the board. Mewtwo has coverage for like everything, so it's really hard to say where the Terra should be employed. Yeah, so we'll just have to see what their Mewtwo wants to do. Snarl, okay, yep, that was actually expected. Raikou has quite the battery of good support moves. Okay, a Dark Pulse, that's probably going to drop my Lunala, so no Trick Room for me, at least not yet. However, free Glacial Lance damage, which is going to do a lot. Alright, that's beautiful. So in this case, we're going to swap into our good friend Ursaluna. Ursaluna is just going to protect. Calyrex is going to Terrestrialize because that might be a Specs Mewtwo. So we're going to Terrestrialize with Calyrex, and we're going to get the Trick Room up that way. And my thought behind why it might be a Specs Mewtwo. Now, it didn't have to be, I don't think, to down the Lunala. But with my personal playing with Mewtwo, because I did play around with it quite a bit in single restricted. I haven't done a whole lot with it so far in double restricted, but Mewtwo feels like it hits just a little bit under where you don't like. It doesn't pick up the one shots that you really want it to pick up unless you're running a choice specs on it. So with that, oh, it's a Rhyperior. Hi, Rhyperior. So with that, I really think that it is worth the... I think it's worth the investment to put a choice specs on it, because it gives you a lot of damage. A lot of damage really quickly. And yeah, so here's the Dark Pulse. That was expected. Okay, that does not look like it was does not look like it was specs level damage. And now what do I think they are going to do? Actually, you know what? That's a really good question. I'm not sure the speed tiering for Rhyperior. Which is a little bit of a problem. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to Earthquake and we're going to just protect our Calyrex here, because that should give us an idea of what we are looking at in terms of their plays. Rhyperior, of course, is an excellent Trick Room offensive Trick Room Pokemon. Looks like they do underspeed my Ursaluna. We should get some good damage off there with this. And by good damage, I mean we're just going to remove the Mewtwo from play. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, so just did a really quick lookup. Rhyperior has a base speed stat of 40, which means that it actually naturally underspeeds both of the Ursaluna forms and also Calyrex Ice Rider, which makes it an extremely good offensive Trick Room Pokemon, and it also is, of course, incredibly bulky, as it just demonstrated. So, yeah, that's really, really good to know. Alright, so we've got the Kyogre coming in, which is neat. I don't actually want the Kyogre to have offensive capabilities here, so I am going to just swap the Torkoal in. And gonna go for the Solar Blade. It is dangerous leaving the Rhyperior out there by itself. Fun fact though, Torkoal underspeeds Rhyperior, because Torkoal has like a base speed of 20 or something, and that is part of the reason why it is on this team, is to guarantee that I have something that underspeeds Cali Ice Rider, underspeeds both of the Ursalunas, who are your most common Trick Room attackers in this particular format, and in this case, underspeeds Rhyperior. So, yeah, big thing here is I want to rewrite the weather, and assuming that they don't just go for some giant offensive. Oh, okay. So they're changing the weather back out again, which means Raiku's going to come out and get to take the Solar Blade on the chin. Body press, perfect. So they're continuing to attempt to get rid of the... they're continuing their assault on the Ursaluna slot. Which makes sense. Ursaluna is definitely a really big potential problem for them. But Calyrex is now at a +1, which means that Calyrex is arguably the greater threat. We know from the prior turn that the Rhyperior cannot down our Ursaluna with a single body press, which is good. So this is a turn to go into a Sludge Bomb there to weaken potential damage from the Kyogre, and a Glacial Lance on the Calyrex. Calyrex has a lot of natural bulk. I'm reasonably confident that it can take one move, assuming that it's not... Well, I don't know, actually. I might not be as confident as I wish I were. Yeah, we'll just have to see here. Oof, that's an Assault Vest Kyogre. It's a Rock Slide. I think Calyrex, yeah. Okay, so as long as Calyrex gets to move. Yay, there we go. Okay. If that is an Assault Vest Kyogre over there, which is... That's special. Ooh, we got the crit on the Kyogre with Calyrex. That probably matters a lot. Probably firing an Origin Pulse back our general direction. Yep, there's an Origin Pulse. It missed somebody. They missed Calyrex. Okay, so Calyrex survives because of the miss. Here's hoping we have one more turn of Trick Room, because we need it. If we don't, I could potentially lose both Pokemon to an Origin Pulse that double connects. Alright, it looks like we have our one more turn worth of Trick Room. So it's time for a Facade and a Glacial Lance. They're going to go for a Terra. Okay, here they go. And it is into a Terra Water. Yep, if that Water Spout connects, or not Water Spout, if that Origin Pulse connects, it will delete everything on our side of the field, but smack! Get hit by a bear. Alright, well, good game to my opponent, and thank you very much for watching in this continued climb up the rank ladder. Hope you enjoyed the game, and we'll see you next time.